Hey Bimb, I didn't pick my nose, did I? You saw that. Shh. Hey Bimb, if you watched my last video I just uploaded a few days ago, I talked about my breakup. I had a 4-year-long relationship. We just broke up. I went through the details I was willing to share with you guys. But you know what? I was thinking like, hey, breakups are kind of a universal thing. So why not actually talk about it for other people who are going through it? So this video is like a very rough how to get over a breakup. Number 1. In my last video I also talked about how I was gonna like travel somewhere, and I really want to travel. That would be like so nice. I would love to just like get on a bus and go somewhere. But a couple commitments aren't gonna let me do that. So as much as I'd like to escape, I can't do that right now. There are actually a couple really good things that just happened, but I'm gonna save that for the end of the video. But for now, how to get over a breakup. Number 1, and I took this one from the internet. It's a useful place sometimes. Establish some distance. The second I read this, I was like, oh my god, you are so on point. Well, for me, I kind of like knew this made sense early on. Like on September 22nd, when that conversation was happening for the first time, I asked politely, and he understood why. Like, I cannot revert from what we have right now to friendship. In my last video, I talked about how he is not just my boyfriend, he was my best friend. Ryan was very much my best friend. And I want that friendship again, but the point is like, it just doesn't work that way. You can't go from boyfriend to friend that quickly. It's not healthy to constantly have that person messaging you or visiting you. Ours is long distance, so it's easier in that sense. It's not because you hate him. It might have ended on good terms, but you really have to put some distance between you and that guy, because it's just not gonna work, honey. Number 2, remove painful triggers. Remove painful triggers. In other words, like, there are different things in anybody's place, anybody's house or condo, wherever you live, that remind you of your ex. There are gonna be photos in my case, and there's also a ton load of books, because we were like nerds, so we would buy each other books and it was our thing. But those stuff are just like non-stop reminders of him when you might not need to be reminded of him every day or every time you walk into your kitchen. So you need to like empty that stuff out, and you need to be able to at least eliminate some of that stuff so that things that trigger you at least are as much as possible put into a corner or something so you can start your healing process. 3 and 4 are kind of like they work in a balance. Number 3 is feel the pain, allow yourself to acknowledge that you just broke up. 4 is keep yourself busy. So they sound like they contradict each other, but you have to find a balance between the two, and I think it's also about timing. For example, like me, for the first 3 days, it didn't matter what I was doing. I just cried. I just cried and cried and cried and cried nonstop. I had headaches so bad I had to take ibuprofen for them, like every day. The first 3 days were like physically very debilitating. I was just like a mess. So that is feeling the pain. It sucks, but you have to do that. Number 4 can mean different things to different people. So for some people that might mean friendship. In my situation, I'm kind of like an introvert ambivert. So normally, like, I do not spend that much time with people, but for some reason I really needed people during the last few weeks. So I just invited my Twitter friends. Hoi! Oh god! It's late!
Hi!
And then I also invited Rose and Biel, specifically Noel.
I didn't take it that. I'm so excited to see you.
Grabe naman yung kipay.
Because she came over with like every season of Rupauls Drag Race, and I am a RuPaul virgin. I have never watched Rupauls Drag Race, but drag queens being drag queens. Honey, that is hell of entertaining. If you've never watched RuPaul, you gotta do yourself a favor and just let those heels do some magic for you. It is good stuff, I tell you. I watched Alyssa Edwards get boobies. I watched William Belly flaunt her abs. Sharon Needles had blood coming out of her mouth. And Jiggly was just Jiggly. Shout out to the one Filipina on like RuPaul's Drag Race Season 4. You were a hell of entertaining. So anyways, those are 4 steps that helped me. I am not a professional. I'm not a guru of like getting over a breakup. I'm just getting over a breakup myself. I had a boyfriend for 4 years. We broke up. These are things that helped me. Maybe they'll help you. Hopefully. I don't know. Now to the good stuff. Like, I told you, the reason why I can't take the road trip I really wanted to take was because a couple good things happened. Commitments I have to actually push through. One of them has to do with 4 days. For those that don't know, I was casted for the first time in a lead role. I've done like a bajillion supporting roles. I've done bit roles. I have been like the friend of a friend in the back of the corner, like barely even an extra. But for the first time in my life, I was casted for the lead role in an indie film, a full feature indie. And we didn't think this was gonna happen, but it's actually gonna have a opening in 2 mainstream Philippine cinemas here on October 18th, Trinoma 1, and also... Wait, there's no Trinoma 1. It's gonna be showing in Greenbelt 1 and Trinoma. There, that sounds about right. But this is a project I had so much fun doing. I can't wait for you guys to watch it. Now you actually have a chance to. So yeah, details are down in the description box. Other than that, I have more good news. So diba kanina I said how number 4, like keep yourself busy, a pretty good thing to remind yourself during a breakup. So one of the things that for me was keeping me busy, one of the things that was like getting me through the breakup was binge watching YouTube videos. And there were 2 specific YouTubers I was binge watching. One of them's Lily Singh, who I love and adore, and she's awesome. Hell of entertaining, check out her channel. And then 2, there's a local Filipina YouTuber who is hilarious. I was just watching an episode of her where she fell off of a motorcycle, and I was freaking out. The YouTube video opens, and you already see like blood coming out of her face, and it's like, oh my god, are you okay? What happened? I need answers. So I watched the video, and I was getting like into Seb mode. Emotional over nothing. Well, this is not nothing, but yes, I can be sometimes like antsy. And I messaged her on one social media, like just as a fan would. I just said, I hope you're okay. And out of the blue, she responded back. Like, acknowledged my existence. And the first thing she said was, in Tagalog, when are we collaborating? When are we doing a YouTube collab? And I was just like... Me? Like, hell yes! What? You know who I am? Sorry, I was just happy. Like, somebody acknowledged my existence that I was like watching on YouTube. So I was kind of in fanboy mode. I'm not gonna tell you who it is because I want it to be a surprise, but she asked and wanted to collab, and I said, hella sure, that's happening. So yeah, tomorrow there's a lot of things happening actually. One, I have a press preview for my first indie, so it's a day of firsts. First time ever to like do this where I'm going to be interviewed by press people about a small indie film. 2, it's gonna be my first time collaborating with another YouTuber. I've been like vlogging for only 2 months, like regular vlogs, and I've never actually done a YouTube collab, but I get that that's like a thing. We didn't even talk about what we're doing, but she said that she's gonna meet me like right after the press preview. So I'm gonna meet a YouTuber tomorrow, and I'm kind of excited. But yun, that's what's happening with me. I started like in a really depressing place, and now I'm already like from here to here. So one more detail, I am on day 20. I recorded my last video on day 11, the last time you guys saw me. I've had time to get through the worst of the feels. Like, I have had 3 straight days where I have not cried, which, I don't know about you, but for me that's like, that's a milestone. That's progress. Positive sign right there. If you're in the first 3 days, and you just like stumble on this video, like, I'm sorry, I want to hug you. That sucks, and you're gonna have to find a way to get through all the badness of that moment. But you know, hang in there. Like the last 4 words I left in my last video. This too shall pass. Don't ever want to downplay other people's struggles. but the struggle somehow gets a little bit easier and easier in this case the more time has lapsed. And that's all I guess I'm trying to say. So anyways, I'm heading out. I'm about to go to bed because I got a crazy day of firsts tomorrow. Good night, Bimb.